Hey guys, here's another video. We've got this Mower Glidemaster 360. It's got a problem with the belt. First thing I'm going to do is check the plug, make sure there's no damage to the cord, check it all the way across and right to the unit itself. I always do. And here you can see here, I've plugged it in, and you can hear the motor spinning, but it's just the blade not turning. You can see there, the blade doesn't spin. So first thing I've got to do is disconnect it from the mains for safety. You can see there, just chuck that down there, and I'm going to have to dismantle the unit. As you can see here, as I'm turning the blade, it turns so far and then stops, jams, but it doesn't turn at all when I operate it by power. So first thing, let's get rid of this grass box, and then there's a couple of screws on the top cover here which I need to remove. There's a lot of grass and dirt inside the holes, so you might have to clear them out first to gain access. And it's a Torx screwdriver. I think it's a 10mm, 8-10mm. There's also two Torx underneath. You can see there's the screws there. Once again, the holes are difficult to see because they're full of grass and dirt. And then now you can see me just removing the blade here. And the blade's got these little spaces for cut depth. Get that out of the way. And this is the fan. I'll just remove the fan. And as you can see under here, there's about 7 screw holes. Some of them are filled with dirt, like I said, and grass. And they hold the drive mechanism in place. As you can see here, the belt's all tangled. This is what the problem is. The belt's failed and it's come away and it's just tangled around the motor. So what I've got to do is remove this drive assembly. Like I said, there's 7 screws holding it in place, and you can see me just unscrewing them here. And it's just a matter of pulling the top cover off, as I've previously removed the screws for those also. Just chuck that out the way for a bit. And here you can see the motor assembly and the drive assembly. And as you can see, the drive belt is completely perished. It's in pieces here. It fits along here like so, but it's perished. So that will need to be replaced. Here's a model number. I'm going to order a belt for a Mower Glidemaster 360 off the internet. And before that, whilst I'm ordering that, I'll wait to get rid of some of this grass. Here you can see I found one for £4.80 on the internet, and I've ordered it. In the meantime, I'm just going to make sure this, with the blade, the drive mechanism is free. Finally, the belt's arrived here. I'll just show you it. It's just arrived, took a couple of days. I'll just show you the invoice. There you go, £4.80, free postage. And here's the actual belt itself. So it's just a matter of fitting the belt to this drive assembly. There's 4 screws that hold the motor in place, which is also the tensioner, which you've got to undo first. I've already undone them, but I'll show you the screws anyway. Let me just get this belt on here first. Let me just show you this, the adjustment screws. Just highlight that for you. These 4 screws, you got to undo them before you can put the new belt on, which I have done. And as you can see, I've got the belt in place, but I've got to put tension on it. So what I'll do is I'll just jam this screwdriver in on the other side. As you can see here, just jam that in here, and that'll hold the tension for me. You can see, sounds like a guitar. So while the tension's on, I'll tighten up these 4 screws for the tensioner, which will hold the belt sturdy in place. And there you can see, nice and tight, not too tight. That's ready to be reassembled. So it's just the reverse of before, just a matter of putting the assembly back in with the 7 screws what hold it in place on the underside. And then it's just a matter of fitting this fan assembly back on, and the blade with its spacers for cutting depth. Let's give it a try. Yep, working fine. So now that's working fine, I'll remove the plug from the mains once again and complete the assembly. Just got to put the top cover back on, 2 screws on the top and 2 on the bottom, and it just clips in also. Just make sure that's seating in nicely. There you go, I had that click in, so that's sitting in there nicely. So it's just a matter of putting these 2 screws on the top, and I think it's 4 screws underneath, and then that's complete now. Just put this rest box in. Let's get rid of this cat out of the way for a minute. And he's back. So that's complete now. That's fully assembled. Just gonna give it a try. And as you can see there, working fine. Cutting once again. And that pretty much concludes. With that, thanks for watching once again. And please subscribe.